Turbine Guy coming back at you outside an Xcel facility. I want to talk today about an article that came out in the Star Tribune last week about Xcel energy and solar power. And it's certainly a problem a couple of my clients have. See, the distribution grid for electricity is old. Now it gets rebuilt as the storms knock it down, but it was never meant to maintain the capacity it's being expected to put out. Now, the Turbine Guy's theory, the only reason we've made it this far on the grid to this point is because of how efficient our products have become. For instance, TVs use about 10% of the electricity they used to be, and they're huge compared to small. But what the article's talking about is the fact that this old grid and all the solar power going on is causing basically electrical gridlocks. There's places where the electrical infrastructure is not built big enough or strong enough to handle all the solar systems people want to hook up to the grid. And especially in Xcel territory. And I've got two clients like that right now. One of them had a system approved. He didn't get it put on in time. We had to reapply to Xcel. And now, you guess what? Unless he pays to upgrade the local substation, he don't get to have his solar hooked up. And you're saying, well, it can't be that much money. I got another client with probably a $15,000 system he's going to put in by himself. We submitted his application and went through. They responded back that, hey, there's 8 or 10 people ahead of you, and they all have the opportunity to pay $80,000 to upgrade the substation. But if he wanted to jump ahead and pay that $80,000 himself, he could hook up his $15,000 solar system. Now, my best guess, the Turbine Guy's best guess, is that this is because of all these big solar farms going in all these places, eating up all the capability for solar power, and the little guy gets pushed right out. This is all bad planning by Xcel Energy, too. They knew all this was going to happen. They've been promoting solar and they've got this big, huge green portfolio. To the Turbine Guy, the engineers at Xcel were smart enough to know that this was going to happen, but this was their way, by just kind of letting it cycle and catch up, that they could control residential solar, small commercial solar, and what's going in out there, and take the power out of the Public Utilities Commission with a real life problem that they just don't know what to do about. And the Public Utilities Commission is looking into this and getting ready to investigate it, and I think it's time, because that's not the only problem. Xcel Energy have decided they are going to quit responding to me. It's been over 2 months since I can get the solar program at Xcel Energy to even respond to me about any of my clients and what their problems are. Over 2 months, dozens and dozens of emails, phone calls, left messages, and nothing from Xcel. I got a client right over here. We got the solar system installed, approved by Xcel, hooked up, ready to go, but I can't get a hold of them to finish the project. It's just crazy, and it's making it extremely difficult for people like me to do business. Extremely difficult. I used to talk about how nice and easy Xcel was to work with, and you might have to wait a day or two for a communication and all this happy glory stuff, but times have changed. See, the problem is Xcel is not only a private corporation that wants to make money, but it's a monopoly. Where else are you going to go for your electricity if you live in Xcel territory? So here you have a company that wants to make a lot of money, has its own huge solar portfolio, is just super into big wind in southern and southwestern Minnesota, that it wants to bring all that electricity up to the Twin Cities, and you and me, the little guy, get squashed out of the picture. Turbine Guy, signing out.